Good afternoon everyone, and once again welcome back you all to the online classes. And in our today's class we are going to discuss about the last chapter of your syllabus, that is wastewater story. Okay, and already in the previous chapter, means in the 16th chapter, you have learned about the water, a precious resource, and you have learned most of the things in that. So the uses of water and how to manage the water and how the water will be replenished in the atmosphere. So about this all we have discussed in our previous class. It's in that 16th chapter, that is water, a precious resource. And then at the beginning of the chapter they had given a quote, a very beautiful quote, that is Jal hai to kal hai. So if there is water for today, then only we can think about the future. So that we have to, because this water is basic need of each and everyone. Our day begins with the water. So every day we have enough water to drink. We have water to bath. We have water to wash our utensils, clothes, to brush, for agricultural purpose, industry purpose. So we use water for many other purposes every day. Each and every day we need the water. We are not able to live without water. Okay, every day we eat the food, and to wash the vegetables and fruits we need food, and to cook we need food. For cooking the food we need the water. So likewise, every day we, in almost all our activity, is involving the use of water, right? So the water is very important to us. That already we have learned in the 16th chapter, right? And also we had discussed about how the scarcity of water occurs and how to manage the water. We have learned about rainwater harvesting, and also we learned about how to conserve the water by making the use, by minimizing the use of water. So likewise we learned most of the things already in the 16th chapter. Now let us learn something more about the wastewater. Okay. So here every day we are using the water. Every day we make use of water and we make it dirty. Is it surprise? Really, are we make the water dirty? Yes, of course. So dirty means what? So when we wash the clothes or when we take bath, so the water will become rich in lather. Yes, we use the detergents for washing the clothes and we use soaps for bathing. So that the water will get lather. The water will become rich in lather. And also when we use water for washing the utensils and all, right? So that water, can we use it again? No, it will be the waste. So it will become dirty when we wash the utensils, because the utensils are after eating the food and all. So that utensils will become, we have to wash them, so that it may have some dirt. Then when we wash it with the water will also get dirt. We are not able to use it again, the washed dirt, when the water will be remain, when the water will be leave after washing the utensils or after taking the bath or after mopping the floor and all. So that water we are unable to use, so that it becomes dirty. And sometimes when we use water, its color will change. Its color become black brown color, right? Or sometimes its odor may changes. The smell of the water, it may changes. So now, is it fit to use again? No, it is not at all fit. So that such water which is releases from the homes and by many domestic activities, the washing, bathing, and also washing the bathing of animals, right? And washing the the dirty water. So we leave the dirty water after using the clean water, and that dirty water, it is called the waste water. The dirty water which is remaining by all these activities, so that water we call as the dirty water. So it is unfit for the use. When we use the water once, again the same water we are not going to use it again. So such water that we call as the waste water. Right? So now we can discuss about something more about the water, our lifeline. Before going to learn about that, so this all the waste water. So waste water, what is left after all the activities, our domestic activities and all, from the homes, offices and all. So then, do you think can we use this waste water in any other ways? So after using all this water, where it will reaches? So anybody can think about this? So see, we have to think, because the water should be replenished in the nature. So that is other task. But other than that, can we make something to use this waste water? Right? So even for that also many processes are there. So by using some processes, we can convert this waste water into useful water without any harmful microorganisms or any toxicity or any other pollutants in it. So that we can make it by some processes, and those processes in detail we can discuss in the later classes in this chapter. And now see, we can now discuss about the water, our lifeline. Water, our lifeline. So already we have discussed that we use water for many purposes, right? So water, every day we need water. It is a basic part of everybody's life. So without water we cannot imagine our life, and without water there is no life at all. So that water is a basic need of every organism, right? To survive, everybody needs the water. Even plants to grow, they also need the water, because the plants are the producers of the food. We cannot prepare our own food, so we are depending on the plants for our food. The basic need it is. So the plants also prepare the food by using the water. Then water is necessary for the plants also, and as well as for us and for the other animals. So likewise, this water has become a part of our life, and it is a basic need of everybody. And so we have to waste. That is the reason what we said, that the water, our lifeline. Yes. Just think, already we have discussed, we use water for many other purposes. Now you just draw and mind map that. So clean water. So we are all getting the clean water, and clean water put to use. So what are the purposes that we use the clean water? Clean water put to use. So what are all the purposes we are using this clean water? So already one is given here in your textbook, the example, that is drinking. Okay. For drinking purpose we need the clear water or clean water. And any other ways, if you think, any other uses of the clean water? Yes. We use water for many other purposes. The clean water is for what we are using? For cooking. Yes. To cook, we need the clean water. We are not cooking with the contaminated water or any polluted water. Or when the water, if it's not smells good, can we use that drink that water, so if we make it contaminated, and they only get, if any of the any people or any animals, if they get diseases, so these waterborne diseases, what they will be spread from one person to another or from animal to animal, so that everybody will be sick in the diseases, right? So that it is better to avoid all these activities, the washing, bathing and all in the water bodies. And you might have heard that in many places there is an access for drinking water. So they are not getting the clean water regularly for the drinking even, not for other purposes, not for other activities I am telling, even for drinking also. They are not getting the clean water to drink, so that they are getting they will be illness, or they oftenly affected by some diseases, what we call as the waterborne diseases, right? And many people, around more than 1 million of people, so they are not getting, they are having access to drinking water. So they are not getting the drinking water. Always it is contaminated. Suppose if we take the example of the mining areas, so where the mining process takes place, so there they require a lot of water, and they release that water into the water bodies, where the people can fetch their fresh water for drinking purpose or for other uses. So that water become contaminated due to the dust and also the waste which they are released. So due to all these activities, the water gets contaminated, and when they drink such water, so they are affected by many diseases, and even they leads to the death also, because the people, they are unable to get the treatment if it happens any serious issues. So the people, they are unable to get the treatment, and even in many times what happens, the government authorities, they may neglect such people. So by all these activities, many people are they will be die because of this, all the negligency, or the, what we can say, the unhygienic manner. So this all things are happen in some areas, so that the many people, around 1 million of people, they are having access for drinking water. So that when we are getting the safe and clean drinking water, so we have to use it wisely, right? So, and also you have learned about the scarcity of water in the chapter 16, right? So you know the reasons. What are the reasons for the scarcity of water? So many are there. For example, it may be the constructing the industries and factories, right? So to construct all this, we know that the population is one of the great reason for that. So when the population increases, we need to, there is a competition for job and competition for settlements. The people, as the population go on increasing, there the human needs, the settlements and their jobs. So for all this purpose, in terms of providing jobs to those people, so we are clearing the forest areas and constructing the factories, industries and all, and also we cut off the trees and construct the roads and all. So due to this, when the number of trees they decreases, so the rainfall, there is no rainfall, okay, there is a decrease in the rainfall. So that, and also even we can many industries, okay, so many industries, they are growing nowadays. We are constructing many industries, factories and all. So even they also releases with that. Sometimes what happens, we clear the forest areas and then we construct the industries and factories. That is one reason. So the waterfall, it alters the rainfall. And then what happens, these industries, what the waste they are released, so many chemicals will be there. So they release all the waste into the water bodies. So again we use that, and that water gets contaminated. So the people may not get the water, and many people, they have to fetch the water from the forest, making the deforestation, right? These are all some of the reasons for the water scarcity. So there is an urgent need to realize all these things, so that every year on 22nd March we celebrate the World Water Day, right? So, and from 2005 to 2015, this is the span of 10 years. This 10-year span, this is called the National United States. They proclaim this 2005 to 2015 as the decade of water for life. Yes. So this is the decade for action on water for life. So in these years, this is for the decade for action on water for life. Yes. So we need the water for survival. So this decade 2005 to 2015 by the United Nations, it has proclaimed that this decade from 2005 to 2015, 10 years. This decade means the 10 year span of 10 years we can call the decade. And this decade is proclaimed as for action on the water for life. Okay. And in that life, the aim of this is to minimize at least half of the people should get rid of the excess of drinking water. Meaning at least half people. So 1 billion people nowadays they are having the access to drinking water. So at least 50% will be, if it is minimized, at least 50% of those people they can get the clean water for their uses. Yes, at least drinking water, because the drinking water is, we need enough water to drink, because our body, around 65 to 70% of our body is made with the water. So to maintain hygiene, we need enough water to drink. So this water for life, the aim of this action is to minimize at least 50%, at least half of them. The people should get the clean water to drink. And they have achieved that. And nowadays, the water scarcity was minimized, and most of the people are getting the clean drinking water. But also, they should have to be achieved still more. Everybody, each and every person should get the clean water. So till that we have to achieve. So that achievement should be there. And this on which the water for life, and that is the reason every year on 22nd March we celebrate it as the World Water Day. So the reason for this is to bring the awareness among the people about the importance of the water. How much our water is important. Of course, it is available in the nature and it is replenishes every time. Then also we need, because nowadays sometimes what happens, some regions they may get excess rainfall and they cause the floods. So when the flood causes, they carry many dead animals and many chemicals, everything. So in that case, even though there is an excess of water, we may not get the clean water to use and drink. Then what is the use of that rain? And some places, and even at the same time, when some places are affected by the flood, some places they may not get the rainfall only, and they are affected by the droughts in that time. Then what is the use of this? Right? So that we have to maintain everything. Right? So this 2005 to 2015, it is proclaimed as the action on water for life. Okay. So this is what, and see, also nowadays we are all having the many processes to purify the wastewater. So whatever the wastewater it releases, so that should be, we said that is the wastewater. But if the wastewater release means, we should not leave it like that. Simply, we should think to reuse it. Yes. And how can we reuse? Yes. So for reusing this wastewater, we have the process. So the process of So that is called, this process of wastewater treatment is commonly known as the sewage treatment. So the wastewater is cleaned in this process. So cleaning water is the process of removing pollutants before it enters to the water body or we can say is reused. So when the water gets contaminated or when the water gets dirty by using the water for the some other activities like bathing, cooking, the mopping the floor or for washing the vegetables or clothes or utensils. So all these activities, after all these activities, the water which is leave, that we call as the wastewater, and we have to reuse it. The wastewater we have to reuse. So before reusing, we are unable to use it because that water becomes dirty. When we use it for one activity, the water will get dirty. So again the same water we are not able to use. It is not fit for the use. So we have to clean it. Then how to clean it? So the cleaning water is the process of removing pollutants. So it is having when we say the water is dirty or waste, so it is having some pollutants. Right? The pollutants means they are the contaminations. Some unwanted or harmful chemical substances. So that we call as the pollutants. So we have to remove these pollutants before it enters to the water body. From that water body we may get the water for use or is reused. Okay, before it enters to the water body or before it reused, we have to remove the pollutants from the dirty water or wastewater, and this process is commonly known as sewage treatment. Sewage treatment. So the sewage treatment is the process of removing pollutants before it enters to the water body or is reused. Okay, that process is called as the sewage treatment. And now you have heard about the new word sewage. Yes, what is this sewage? Right? Now we can discuss what is sewage. What is sewage? Okay. So see, the wastewater. The wastewater will be released from many activities. Okay. From the homes by kitchen waste, either it may be the kitchen waste or it may be the waste from the bath. When we take the bath, the wastewater will be releases. From the toilets, the wastewater will be releases. So these are all from the homes and from the offices and So the sewage is a liquid waste. So what can we say? Sewage means sewage is the liquid waste. If the waste is in the form of liquid, then we can say that as the sewage. So what is sewage? Sewage is the liquid waste. Yes, from all the homes, shops, offices, industries, from the factories, in that all the waste water which is released or which is left behind after all the activities, this will be there in the form of liquid. So such liquid waste is called as the sewage. Right? So sewage contains many things. Many contaminations are there in that. So many impurities are dissolved or suspended in the wastewater. So now let us do an activity to understand what are the liquid waste. So what are the suspended components are there in this liquid waste. So for this you just try to observe your drainages or nearby anywhere, if it is there nearby your home or nearby your school, just observe. So you just observe the color. What is the color of the water? And always keep in mind that the clean water is always colorless and tasteless and odorless. Odorless smell. So clean water, it don't have any taste, any color or any smell, any kind of smell. Right? And you just observe. So don't taste it, because the wastewater contains many pollutants. So you should not taste the water. Just you try to identify the odor and the color. You just observe the color and odor of the water. Then this sewage. So I said before only, the sewage or the wastewater, it is released from the houses and also from the offices and also from the offices and all. So depending on that, this wastewater is called by different names. That we can, the table we can write later on. So now what are the suspended components? What are the components are present in this sewage? Now we can discuss about that. So there are many suspended particles are there. Now we can discuss the one by one. The first we can discuss the organic impurities. The organic impurities which are present in the sewage are organic impurities such as the human feces and animal waste. Human feces or the human excreta we can say, and the animal waste, and urea. So this urea can be when you pass the urine. So this urine contains the urea, and oil, pesticides, herbicides, and fruit and vegetable waste, So these are all the organic waste. So these are all what? The human feces, that is the human excreta, the animal waste, the waste which is released by the animals, and urea which is present in the urine, and oil, pesticides, these are the chemical substances used to kill the insects, herbicides, these are also the chemical substances which are used to remove the weeds the inorganic impurities. Some of the inorganic impurities are the nitrates, phosphorus, and some metals. When we dispose some metals and all, so that will be present in the water. So these are called the inorganic. And some nutrients, sorry, this is phosphates. Phosphates. Okay, that the phosphorus contains the phosphates. And the nutrients such as the phosphorus and nitrogen nutrients. So they should be the nutrients. We know that these are the useful components which are present in the food, such as the phosphorus, which is helpful for your growth of the bones and all, phosphorus, and also the nitrogen. So these are all present in the foods. These are the nutrients. And some bacteria. These bacteria we cannot see because they are the very tiny, they are the microscopic organisms, such as Vibrio cholera, so which causes the cholera, and also the Salmonella paratyphi, Salmonella paratyphi, so which causes the typhoid. So these are some bacteria which are present in that, and also some of the protozoas. Protozoa are also present, and other microbes. These are the bacteria and some other microbes such as the protozoa. We can say the protozoans which cause dysentery. Yes, the protozoans which cause the dysentery. So these are all what the suspended components in the wastewater. These are all suspended. Some we can see and some we are unable to see. Because of the suspension of all these, the water color gets changed, and also the odor or the smell of the water also gets changed due to the suspension of all these, or due to the presence of all these contaminants in the water. So that, see, the organic impurities such as human feces, animal waste, urea, means urea is present in the urine, and oil, pesticides, herbicides, fruits and vegetable waste. These are some organic impurities. And some inorganic impurities are nitrates, phosphates and metals. And the nutrients such as phosphorus and nitrogen, and bacteria such as Vibrio cholera which causes the cholera, and the Salmonella paratyphi which causes the typhoid, and the other microbes such as protozoans which causes the dysentery. So these are all some microbes or some impurities which are present in the water or which are suspended in the water, so that the water gets contaminated, right? And now you can draw the table which is given in your textbook. You can complete that, and if you know any other things other than that what I am giving, so if you know any other things, you just add to the table, no problem. And few which is given in your textbook I will explain now. So there two columns are empty there, so we have to fill it. Okay. Table 18.1, the contaminant survey. So there serial number, and type of sewage, type of sewage, and then point of origin, point of origin, and contaminants, and any other remarks if you observe, any other remarks. Okay. Now we can draw the column table. So here the first one, sewage water. The first one is sewage water. So if the wastewater which is released by the kitchen, so that we call as the sewage waste. So the contaminants, what are the contaminants? So the water from the sinks, water from the sinks. So after the water from the sinks, how it obtained there? So it may be obtained after washing the vegetables and utensils. Okay. So when we wash the vegetables, utensils and all, here it contaminated. This is what we can call the kitchen waste. So the contaminants in this are water from the sinks. So that water which is left after washing vegetables and utensils, etc. Sometimes you wash your hands and all. So that is what we can call the sewage water. So if any other remarks here, so here there is no human feces in this. It does not free from the human feces. This is free from human feces. So this is the reason always we have separate means we are making different chambers to release this water. So for everything to release we are having different compartments. And the second one is